All right, we're back for top four action. We've got Kroge on Xenon against. Oh, excuse me.
This is Kroge on
Against
Xenon versus MarkusGwyndol
Marcus
on
Gwendolyn on Purpose Control.
Market Control. Yeah, this this is a pretty fun matchup. There's a lot of value being generated on both sides of the board here.
Yeah, so this is kind of an interesting game. Both of these decks have the ability to like go aggressive or go controlling. And I expect Marcus to take the control path, whereas Kroge is most likely the beatdown deck.
Yeah, we see Kroge twisting Tokas here, attacking it. Unfortunately, the Tokas is gonna eat a Defiance here, putting Kroge back down to Earth, also known as 4 power.
Yep, still got a little extra power, a little bit more than Marcus, but not too much more. But that second Defiance in Marcus's hand is going to do a lot of work. It's going to take down that Owlhead,
This
and then I expect to see a Wisdom afterwards.
Yeah, the Xenon crest putting Kroge to the 8 threshold for time etchings. So they will be able to go into the market. They choose to twin Spidling, just keep on the board pressure, which is very reasonable.
Yep, definitely makes sense. And Marcus actually does not have any kind of sweeper, so he's going to take a little bit of damage unless he can top deck something here. Looks like we're just drawing more cards.
I mean, you know, drawing cards is the best thing you can do in any format in any card game, so I don't blame them.
So that's a big draw here from Kroge because that curtain call is a fantastic answer to a sweeper. And it pretty much, if you can survive the first sweeper with enough board pressure, it's just game over.
Kroge choosing to go into the market here and swapping out one of their Moonstone Vanguards instead of their Time Sigil, getting Edict of Grodov here.
Yep, Edict is just another way of slowing down the sweepers so that we can maintain control.
Kroge choosing not to curtain call here.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. That's an interesting choice.
Yeah, getting the extra power. I suppose they think they have enough pressure on hand to not worry too much about that. Not to mention that curtain call is more value if played against a sweeper more than 1-for-1 removal.
Yeah, it is, but honestly, Kroge really doesn't have too much going on. He's got the one Sentinel left, but if that goes down, then there are really no more threats on the table. Meanwhile, Marcus has a full grip of card draw and interaction. It's going to be quite the uphill battle for Kroge.
For people that don't know, Edict of Grodov is a 3 power and time. Negate an enemy spell and put it into its owner's hand, or put an enemy unit into its owner's hand. If that unit or spell is Primal or Shadow, you put it on the bottom of the deck instead. So quite the versatile hate card in this matchup. It cleanly answers the main win condition of the deck, which is Inquisitor Macto as well.
Interestingly, because Marcus has elected to open with Strategize, he does not have Dazzle backup for this turn to seed, and I expect that we're going to see the turn to seed go to the bottom of the deck.
Yep, turn to seed bottomed by Edict of Grodov. Kroge can now start building up card advantage with the Sentinel here. I see a Dinosaur Nest, building up more board advantage. A bit of a shame for Kroge, since Marcus has a Face Aegis, they cannot properly use the exploit they just drew. I see a curtain call here for the cut ties from the Diesel's office. Lying dinosaur.
Yeah, the Sentinel has really survived quite a bit of an onslaught.
Gotta see an attack.
And is still continuing
Oh,
to draw cards.
that is quite nice.
Ooh. That does always feel great.
Not quite able to take out Diesel's office completely, but getting very, very close. Top decking another time etchings as well, so Kroge able to go to the market once again. Their market now consists of End of an Era, Xenon Temple, Deafening Stampede, and Nash Desert Prince. Probably one Xenon Temple here. Yeah, it generates a lot of board pressure if not answered promptly by the opponent. And, you know, World Joiner, 9/9's pretty good against control, generally, if they don't have an answer.
Yeah, Kroge is really stabilized pretty well off of the back of just the one Moonstone Vanguard. But nothing remains, takes everyone down. What are we getting out of our market? Ooh. Okay, that dinosaur nest, I'm guessing, is not long for this world.
Rolling 2 charge dinos here. Huge for Kroge.
Oh yeah, wow, that's absolutely incredible.
Never underestimate the dino nest high roll.
So it does mean you're not going to be able to protect your site from an attack. But
well,
I guess it's unlikely that Markus can come up with a third point of damage to take the site down.
Well, Kroge can play Aurelian Merchant as a follow-up to their attack.
Oh, true, true.
Probably not a lot left on their market that's very interesting. They could grab Nash Desert Prince, which is a clean answer to Macto, as well as just generating more and more board advantage that can help you take out, you know, future units, future sites, what have you.
Yeah, I guess you probably get rid of the exploit if you're going to go to the market, given that Markus already has the Face Aegis.
Yeah, your deck does not have very efficient ways of getting rid of the face edges, so unless you think you're really gonna need the plunder, which at this point in the game you do not, it is really just the best choice to get rid of the exploit and grab a much more appropriate card for the ensuing situation.
Kroge's really taking his time trying to figure out how he wants to set up this turn, and most importantly, order. Do we attack the site first? Do we go to the market first?
There's a lot of considerations that you have to make for what your opponent next turn might consist of. This is a pretty crucial turn of the game for Kroge, so I assume they know that, and they rather not make any unwanted mistakes.
Yep, for sure. Meanwhile, Markus has Mokto at the ready, more market access, a sleigh, and a little bit of interaction. So definitely has kind of all the pieces to make his game plan work, depending on what Kroge throws at him.
Yeah, Markus sitting on a copy of Vision of Austerity that they got from the market. But unfortunately, Kroge played back-to-back Dino Nests. That card is kind of just rotting in their hands, so probably on their next turn, one of the first things they want to do, if they're not planning on playing Makto right away, is going to the market, putting that Vision of Austerity back, getting probably a Koroviet Palace, that or Scourge of Frostholm in this matchup is not unreasonable at all. Both you and the opponent have a lot of really good spell interaction.
I don't think that they're likely to put the vision back, given that they just got it off of the merchant. I think that their game plan is going to be hit one of the dino nests, whichever one is farthest from ulting, and prevent all the future dino nests from coming down.
Yep. We are being informed. Okay. We were informed that Kroge had lost their connection to the game, and it appears they are back now. Kroge going to the market here, and I assume.
All right, so we see the site go down.
I assume we're gonna see a Nash here. Oh no, Kroge grabbing back the previously marketed Moonstone Vanguard.
Okay, Vision does take down one of the dino nests.
Dino Nest continuing to generate value for Kroge here. Marcus, not a lot of really efficient answers to Kroge's units. Most of them are just really small, and you don't really want to waste ice bolts, slays on them. Just not a lot to be gained there. Thank.
Yeah, Marcus would definitely like to draw one of his hailstorms or some other sweeper rather than the specific targeted removal that he has.
Yeah, thankfully for them, they do have a clean answer to World Joiner in the form of 2 copies of Slay, one of which they just used on one of the flying dinosaurs, and there's a second Slay on the World Joiner.
Yep, and Stormholt Knife is going to clean up one of the dinos. Oh,
no,
nope,
send an agent. Send an agent. This is a huge play for Kroge because it puts them. It keeps their board position, and it allows them to keep pushing damage, and it puts Marcus in a very precarious position where they have to prioritize their life total.
Yep. So Marcus is drawing for Sweeper. Does find a Hailstorm. But... okay, so the Hailstorm kills everything except the Merchant. And what is Kroge's follow-up? Do you kick? Yeah. Just kick the Expert. So Marcus has one more Slay, which is gonna use to take that down. Okay. Going to the market. What do we get now? Oh, now we get the Palace. That is gonna be discarded.
Exploit finally making its glorious return here.
Just in time. I think you have to take the site. I guess you want to take the Mocto, but you have to take the site.
I think with the presence of Alhed in hand, you are okay, taking the Ice Bolt. I suppose that Kroge is counting on their huge units just being able to get in for lethal next turn, and the Ice Bolt taking away the Sentinel would mess that up. So this is actually quite the reasonable play, I think.
Wow, yeah, I did not consider that line at all, but I really like it. So we've got lethal on the board. For Marcus, how do we deal with that Owlhead now?
There's really no way. You can play the Macto and double jump, you're still dead. Well, Well, there's no nerf clause, so there might be a way out of the situation.
Yeah, if we get a Defiance, that would be huge.
Hailstorm,
Another
nope.
Hailstorm, not gonna do it.
Now I want to see. That's gonna be game one for Kroge. What an intense match.
Yeah, that was really well played. I definitely would have discarded the site, and I would have been extremely wrong in doing that. I really like the way Croge played that game.
No, absolutely, Kroge very able to see past the past the big flashy cards, not tunnel vision onto the possibilities, just like focus on getting that lethal and taking away anything that might interfere with killing your opponent as fast as possible.
Yeah, because it really seemed like Marcus kind of had it all, and I was wondering how Croge was going to pull that out, but that was very well played by both players.
Uh, Kroge here keeping a hand with two logistics experts and a bit of interaction. Not a lot, just a little bit. Markus here on some strategize, a little bit of interaction. Very late game Diesel's office. Both players starting off pretty slow overall. Tokas of the top for Kroge are very good actually.
Yeah, Croge not starting out too slow at all. He's doubled his power in 2 turns.
Clean answer for the Tokas from Markus. The crest for Kroge, again, very good. Lets them turn on their Silex for next turn. Oh, that supplier gonna buff the Dune Hill Giants on top, which down the line will definitely count for a lot.
Yeah, I guess we're gonna see this. Oh no, drawing a card. We're gonna play Twin. Yep, Twin Spitling
Twin
comes
Spitling.
down.
Yeah, it's early enough in the game that not exploiting here is reasonable. Kroge
That
being
Hailstorm though, that's a big sweep, and significantly lowered Croge's power. All right, so double exploit in Croge's hand. I'm guessing we're gonna fire both off, but maybe we plunder one into. Okay, plundering the banish makes sense. Not too many things to banish, and then discarding the card draw rather than the market access because he's got two. Okay. So Marcus gets to go to the market here. Not sure what we're gonna pull out. Maybe the site?
hmm. Yeah, trading in Diesel's office for Koroviat Palace seems pretty reasonable. I do wonder whether it is better to have Koroviat Palace in the main deck and Diesel's office in the market for this type of deck. But I think both sides are pretty reasonable. Seeing a Dune Hill clan here from Kroge going to the market. Nice little synergy with the with endurance and the etchings. Soon we're
Yeah,
gonna
I think
see.
I was just gonna say I think the reason for the office in the main deck is that he's got no way to get shadow cards out of the market. So once the
Hmm,
office goes into the market, it stays in the market.
that's quite reasonable. We're gonna see Edict of Grodov from Kroge's market. This is actually a clean takedown of this Koroviat Palace at the cost of 2 cards from Kroge. Not sure I agree with that order. I think you want the merchant on the bottom of Marx's deck instead of their void, but it probably won't end up mattering too much.
I don't think that Marcus has too much reanimation. So you'd probably rather have it dead than on the bottom.
Yeah, there's
All right.
no real
Honor of
recursion.
Claws gets us some power and an Ice Bolt.
Decent amount of interaction, however, Marcus still in the back foot here. They can get turn to seed from their market, which is pretty decent interaction. Kroge smashing in for 5, playing another 5/5 endurance. And Marcus drawing up a bunch of bricks here.
Yeah. And with Kroge having another 5/5 with Unleash on the top, that means at least 2 more 5/5s can come down, even if Marcus is able to sweep the board here. Although, if Turn to Seed chooses correctly, which it didn't, that could have been stopped. But there's no way to. You would have to know that to choose that target.
That top deck is brutal.
Yeah, Kroge knew that was there from last turn.
Oh, my bad. My bad. Yeah, that's I don't think there's anything Marx's deck. There are 2 copies of Nothing Remains, so there is the possibility of
and 4 copies of Harsh Roll.
Yeah, well, none of those were in the top of the deck.
Power is not going to get it done, and Kroge is going to win 2-0.
Much easier, much faster 2-0.
All right, so congratulations to Kroge. We will see him again in a little bit, but it looks like the other top 4 match might still be going. Yep. Okay, we have Apple Chips and A-Boss. Not sure what game they're on right now.
Quite an interesting. Well,
okay, the coverage curse continues, and that match it looks like is over.
That's fantastic. Makes your job so much easier when you can just say, "Oh, I guess they win."
Yeah, you know, when you don't have to predict anything and you just get to quickly watch who wins, it makes our job a little bit easier.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we'll quickly be moving into finals then. It seems.
Yep. So we'll be back in a minute or 2 with the finals.